Hi kids, Dr. Aaron Grossman, president and founder of Check.com here. Saw something really interesting on Instagram I wanted to share with you guys. So there's the @ClassicDonald Instagram, and it has Dr. Oz, when President Trump was on his show, saying, your testosterone, and I quote, is 441, which is actually, and then he pauses, it's good. Well, Dr. Oz, you probably shouldn't be telling people that 441 is necessarily a good testosterone level. We don't know his free bioavailable testosterone, which is equally, if not more important, than the total testosterone, which was shown in there. Let's take this a step further. For his age, 441 is actually not terrible, it's normal, but it's not optimal. And here's the scary part. Most men, 30 or older, who do have testosterone deficiency are sub 500. So for the majority of men that are suboptimal, 441 is not optimal for 30 or 40 or 50-year-old men, but on the range that you get, they'll see that as normal. So let's go over this real quick. So the range of lab values on a blood test has a normal range for testosterone. It's usually around 300 to say in the 1200s or so. How do they get that number? Who makes that number? I'll tell you how they get that number is they get a bunch of people in the hospital or clinical setting who are likely there because they're sick to begin with. Are you following? They cut out the outliers on the ends and then you have normal. Well, where's 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 come into that range? Well, we have no idea. So if you're 30 or 40 years old and Dr. Oz Jr. is telling you that you have a normal testosterone with a 441, I got news for you. You probably don't. Now, let's go over what some of the lab and clinical definitions of low testosterone are. This is very, very important. The number one thing that will let you know if you clinically have the symptomatology for low testosterone is lack of erections in the morning. Number one sign. If you do not have erections in the morning, that's a serious problem, and that's going to be at least 5 times a week. So let's talk about the lab values of testosterone. If you're sub 500, you're likely have low testosterone. What's causing all this low testosterone? Fun fact, people born in the 80s, like myself, have a 30% decrease in testosterone levels since the 80s. So at 10% a year, men are losing their testosterone levels. Think about that for a second. In about 50 years, we'll basically be women at that rate. Our grandfather's generation that were in World War II, D-Day, Normandy, they had testosterone levels in the thousands. This is all documented. You can look this up anywhere you want. So what's causing this? Well, we're a product of the Industrial Revolution. We've had access to chemicals, plastics. Look around you in your room right now. How many things were made or derived from plastic products? Probably probably literally everything around you. I got, this lid's got plastic on it. It's hard to avoid what's called, pay attention, xenoestrogen, phthalates, plastic residue. All these plastic chemical byproducts cause the conversion of testosterone into estrogen in men. I repeat, when you have these floating around your system and they stick around a very long time because they're called fat soluble, they stick in your fat tissue. So the fatter you get and the less testosterone you have, the worse it gets because there's more fat tissue where this accumulates. What it's doing is it's activating an enzyme called aromatase. And what aromatase is doing is it takes any good free testosterone you have, and once that testosterone hits the aromatase in your fat tissue, most likely, what's happening? Well, it's converting into estrogen. You're effectively being feminized and turned into a woman vis-a-vis the aromatization process by having all these xenoestrogens and toxic estrogens in your environment. As always, click the subscribe button, like this, share it with your friends and family, put it in your email. Make sure to go to check.com. We check out the stuff that actually matters. If this is something you want to do, as always, click the link below at check.com and get a full comprehensive lab panel done. You'll have a conversation with a health expert who's going to explain to you at a very basic level what is going on and what you can do about it and put together a customized plan for you. Simple as that.